Hello guys, and welcome back to another What If Civilization Started Over video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So I just wanted to show you guys something I've been working on, which is major cities, and the main one, which is provinces. Now I've done most countries apart from these three, so I'm trying to get it finished before then, but because this is really old land, there's going to be really small provinces like this red one, but a bit more. And so yeah, we might not take a look at it, only during maybe some peace treaties. But anyways, we're just going to get straight into it. So now the first thing that happens is actually over here with the pink team, who actually manages to go down here and find this island and immediately claim it as their own. But the main thing what happens is they go here and manage to find Japan, and they actually keep this to themselves because they don't really want China knowing that there's more land here, and so they just take it without anyone knowing. At first, they do manage to explore most of the island, eventually reaching all the way up here and actually discovering it all. And they fully claim up to about here and stop because they are getting a bit too large for themselves. However, they stop there so that they can actually expand a bit more up here to the north. Now to the south here, the Chinese country actually has basically spies set up in the Korean country, and so they do actually learn that they have expanded, and they really don't like this, and so they start expanding quite quickly. However, somehow, with the government being quite strict, the people do not rebel against, as this is actually quite a strong country and now one of the larger ones. However, the tensions between these two countries are getting really big, and so we'll probably visit that in the next episode, where a war may or may not break out. Now over here, this Indian team has been really strong, not really strong, but have been one of the stronger and quicker expanding countries. However, one problem that arises is a revolution or a rebellion down in the south here, which is all of this, and so they actually do manage to slowly take a bit of land. And it is a really popular group because the pink team hasn't been doing the best on this best for the country, and mainly been focusing on trying to look good over here. So the pink team just decides to hand it over because they're not the strongest country, and so yeah. However, they do then explore more north. I do believe the Himalayas are here, but actually that probably not be explored. Let's say Himalayas not explored yet, something like that. That's just gonna be the Himalayas. However, they do explore all around the Himalayas. It's probably not that small. However, they do that, and they do expand all the way up here onto the Himalayas and a bit to the west, taking modern day Bangladesh. Next up, this country is actually quite weak, and so even though because they just lost a bunch of land to the blue team, and so they decide to actually unify with the with this orange team. And so yeah, down here, this orange team has decided that to like stay in place and try and focus mainly on themselves, and they even managed to find this island here, which they immediately take. Oh, and I haven't given this country a capital. Okay, let's do that quickly. And their capital is going to be over here. Like that. And so back here in the African country, this African country has some internal issues, and once again there is another split because the southern half of people are really adventurous while this orange team really just wants to stay in place. And these guys, their capital is going to be about here, and so they actually have. Next up, they go exploring a bit south like this, hoping to find some more land, until they actually manage to get to this area, which they really like, and so they start expanding towards it. However, they do not get all the way there, and so they do get all the way there, but however it's decently thin strip. They are a decently strong country, however, and so they do manage to keep that out. Now, the Mediterranean Alliance is probably the strongest alliance out there, with the second and probably fourth strongest country. We're gonna have blue team number 1, Tunisian team number 2, Greek team number 3, this team number 4, 5, 6, 7, and China is probably number 8 or somewhere like that. Now, the green team has been doing quite bad stuff in their country. It is under a very hard dictatorship, and so the Mediterranean Alliance is like, you know what, we are going to make sure that it's going good, and so we're actually going to turn on the provinces for this one. So the green team quickly takes over this province, quickly approaching the capital, which is eventually taken, while the brown team moves up here into the boot of Italy until this green team decides to surrender. And so the borders are going to look like this. This land is going to go over to the green team, and this land, all of this land is going to go over to the Tunisian team, and they have given this country a new government, and so this country is kind of now basically a puppet of them. Actually, it is going to be a puppet, however I'm going to represent it in the next episode. Next up, the blue team. They have been working on trying to discover more land, and they do actually do it, discovering Norway and this area of Sweden, exploring more of Sweden because it's decently easy. However, the coast of Norway is giving them some trouble, and so they do take the west coast or south coast of Norway and the southern coast of Sweden. And the final thing happening in this video is, actually no, maybe not the final thing. This team here decides to unite with the pink team because they are actually really weak, and so they just decide to leave. And this blue team has decided that they are going to expand a bit more, so they explore more to the south. Here they mainly just take the southern coast, they go around here, focusing in a bit more on the Nile area, and up here taking more lands around the Caspian Sea until they eventually completely encase it into their country. And the two pink teams over here, even though the other one is they do kind of help each other, even though they are this one is a revolution, came out of this one, so this is going to be the pink team is a bit stronger, however not by much, and so these two then finally decide to make a peace treaty, dividing up this land, them going all the way south here, giving them all of this, and this team taking the rest up to there. And finally the French team decides to take a bit more land here, creating a deal with all these three countries in attendance, and the green team takes a bit more land than they really need, however they do anyways. And finally the blue team gets the remainder of it again, and they now stretch deep into Europe. And yeah, the pink team also decides to expand more around here, and finally this country the purple team also decides to expand a bit more north. However, they can't really do much because they had just been victim to 3 revolutions, I think, from them. And finally, this blue team is like, they want more land, and what else is a better place to get it? Innocent surrounding neighbors, and they just completely destroy this country, wiping them off the map. And this really sparks some more hate in the Circle Alliance, which actually ends up in them gaining a new member in the pink team over here. The pink team and the blue square team are actually decently good friends, and so because they both don't really like the blue team's expansion. However, the yellow team is more against it. So that's actually going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I might have to redo this again. Oh my god, that took forever. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and so goodbye.